come to meet an underage teen. You've brought sex toys and you've brought alcohol.
Don't forget flowers.
How would you feel if you were President Biden?
He's close, I can smell him. He's close by.
How do you think he's going to react when he learns that somebody with a high-level security...
Trolling Tinder looking for underage
How do you
teens.
think the one's going to react? How's he going to react?
Imagine what the Chinese have on these people. She is 16. Shh, he's texting. Washington, D.C., the seat of power in the United States. Home to the president, the vice president, members of the cabinet, Congress, the military, the intelligence community, bureaucrats galore, lobbyists who control the very laws that are passed. But also home to a much darker element, one that lurks within all of these seats of power: sexual predators. My team and I have launched a sting operation using a series of dating apps to identify and investigate these sexual predators. What we've discovered is something that we never could have imagined. Our nation's capital is infested with deviants, perverts, and pedophiles of all stripes. It's time that something is done about it. This is Predator DC. Okay, let's get these cameras ready. Let's be in position here. Kristen, you got to be watching like a hawk.
Would we say 10 minutes?
No. FINRA.
No, I mean, they're
an agency, so this is a real.
What happened?
right, of course.
But they're
Who
worse.
did
I'm
this?
saying they're all just...
No.
What did I do?
SEC's actually
What did I do?
agency. I might
Help,
do them
help,
together,
help.
But the CFTC is just like Jeff. Let's have I guess we need to have our switcher ready to roll and start.
Test.
Perfect. Our first predator is named Christopher Volrath. Volrath, age 45, is an environmental health specialist for Anne Arundel County in Maryland. Volrath sent more than a dozen lewd images to the decoy, who he believed to be an underage teen girl, and requested that the decoy create pornographic images of herself for his consumption. Volrath arranged for sex and drove across state lines to meet the decoy. This came after he previously attempted to entice the decoy across state lines to meet him in Washington, D.C. for sex, an act that legal experts tell us is a federal crime. He's close, I can smell him. He's close by. I can smell him. He's casing. He's going to drive by the place. We can't be making a bunch of commotion downstairs. We just have to be ready to move, I can tell that he's close. I can feel it.
I'm 1:30.
Yeah, he's close though. He's in the neighborhood. He's planning to show up too early, knock on the door, hear the rustle and tussle and run away, So we got to be just, when we get the signal, we've got to move smoothly, quietly, but as quickly as we can. This guy's close. He's close. This guy's close. He's really close. I can feel him. Hey, what did it look like when he was FaceTiming you? What did you see?
He was on the car, but it was still.
It was still.
He wasn't moving. There was trees in the back. It was standing still.
Trees in the back?
Yeah.
Trees like you'd see in that thing, or
Yeah,
big
but
swampy
in the back
trees? Or like the little trees you see in a parking lot, or big swampy trees?
I could just see leaves out of the corner.
Okay.
I couldn't see much.
Okay. He's close. He's close. You can't take that long to get here. He's close. He's imminent. I can feel him. He's getting out of the car. Get in position now.
Same thing as last time?
Yeah, Chris, go. Move. He's here. You got your phone? You got the phone? No. Yes, but don't act like you don't have it. Can you hide it somewhere? He won't see it. Okay, good. Go ahead. Let's move. In position. He's at the door. Everybody in position now. Make sure your earpiece is covered up, Anastasia. Make sure your hair covers it. Okay. Spring this guy quick if you need to, security. Anastasia, if you do not see anything, then come back in the front door and close it. I'm going to have the phone run down to you for you to call him. You run the front door quietly, please. This rat fuck. Yes, let him in. Open the door. What a fucking dirtbag this guy is.
right back.
Okay, can I go to the bathroom?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Quiet. It's not gonna go well. Go ahead and have a seat right there for me in that chair there. Just have a seat right there. Just have a seat, just right there in that chair. Just have a seat right there. Just take a seat. Just take a seat right there. We just need you to sit down right there. We just need you to sit down right there. Hang on, we just need you to sit down right there. We just need to ask you some questions. That's all. Chris, you look like you came to have sex with an underage teen. We need to ask you a few questions. Chris, we just need to ask you a few questions. Hey Chris, we just need to ask you a couple of questions. If you can come back here and just come in the home and we can ask you a couple of questions. Yeah, we drive away. He's driving off. He's driving away. Well, Christopher Vollrath had some of the most lewd and graphic messages of any of the predators involved in our investigation. He repeatedly sent extremely graphic photos of his genitals unsolicited to the decoy who he believed to be underage. Vollrath, who works as a public health official, seemed particularly concerned about whether the teen was or wasn't vaccinated against COVID-19. But when he entered the Sting House, social distancing was the last thing on his mind. He came in without a mask, and the first thing that he did was grope our decoy as she was walking up the stairs.
Christopher Vollrath, health official, state of Maryland, charged with implementing some of the governor's COVID policy. But yet, in the midst of this dire crisis with the Delta variant, he has time to go online and solicit sex from 16-year-old girls. No wonder COVID is spreading in Maryland. Health officials aren't doing their job. My God, Governor Larry Hogan, are you aware of this? While the pandemic was raging out of control, he was sending pictures of his genitals from his office. What in the world is going on in Maryland?
Perhaps most disturbingly, Christopher Vollrath is still out there, lurking on the internet, making health policy for Anne Arundel County, Maryland. He is, to this point, still a predator in our nation's capital. This is Predator DC. Robert Bowes of Arlington, Virginia, age 60, is a former fund manager who served as field director for the Trump campaign in 2016. Following the 2016 campaign, Bowes began working in a senior role at the Department of Housing and Urban Development. On January 3rd, Bowes was nominated as a commissioner of the CFTC, one of the nation's top financial regulators. Bowes engaged in a series of extremely sexually explicit text messages with Project 1599's decoy, who he believed to be an underage teen. Even after acknowledging the illegal nature of his communications, Bowes undertook several FaceTime calls with the decoy where he attempted to entice the decoy across state lines to join him in Arlington, Virginia for sex. Bowes sent the decoy, who he acknowledged to be underage, a picture of a device known as a motor bunny and asked, "Wanna ride it?" Guys, quiet.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Oh, good. What are you up to?
I was making a pie.
Ooh, what kind of pie?
Peach cobbler.
Oh my gosh, it sounds so good.
It's yummy. Yeah, I went to the farmer's market yesterday near my house, and I just put it in the oven. It's good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I
you
bet.
look good. You're excellent.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you did too. I really want to see you. You want to come by?
Can we do it later in the week? I got Matt, my son's with me. We're just about to go to the pool after I get this pie out of the oven.
Oh, my parents are coming back from Syracuse on Tuesday.
Oh, man.
Yeah, what are you doing later today?
He's with me the whole time, so he goes to school tomorrow.
Like the whole
So,
day?
have sex. I don't want to have to see someone else.
I just really want to have sex. I don't want to see somebody else. I really want to see you. I just really need it right now.
That's nice. Thank you for thinking of me.
Of course, like I just really need it right now. I really want you to come over.
My gosh. I wish I could make a schedule change, but I
Well,
can't today.
just come by after 9. Just come by after 9.
I'd have to be with him. And he's got school tomorrow, so what about can you come to Arlington or no?
No.
Yes, maybe.
Well, I mean,
You guys say
maybe.
that.
I mean, like I might, maybe, but like I just.
How about early tomorrow morning? Like 8, 9.
They might get here tomorrow morning. Like I don't want to oversell. I just really want to see you now.
Maybe you could come over for like a quickie at like 10.
You should just come over for like a quickie at like 10. It'll be real quick.
It's like A, I can't. B, you're I don't know what's more important. I think you're too young. That's the thing.
Not really. Like I'll be 17 in 3 weeks.
Really?
Just come over at 10. It'll be
10?
real quick. Yeah.
Okay, where is it?
I'll text you.
Gettysburg?
Gettysburg, yeah. I'll text you the address.
Okay.
Okay. I can't
You're so
wait to.
bad.
Oh, I can't wait to see you. What'd you say?
You're so bad. So good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll text you right now. I'll see you at 10. Yeah.
It's gonna be tough. I gotta be with him.
Well, I'm
That's a
really-
yes.
Can you drive or no?
I do, but like, I don't know. Like, I'd rather you just come here.
Okay, what do you like?
We'll talk about it when you get here. You'll find
Tell me
out.
you like everything.
What do you like? Like everything. What do you like? Sorry, that was breaking up a little bit.
Oh, sorry about that. He's in school during the day,
Tell him you love giving oral.
like tomorrow and Tuesday,
I just-
and then he goes to his mom's on Tuesday afternoon.
Gotcha. Sorry, I just can't. I think I can't like hear what you're saying because I just can't stop thinking about. Like, I just love giving oral. I just can't stop thinking about doing that to you.
Do you like getting it?
I love giving it and getting it, but I like both. Yeah, I love both.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How do you taste?
Huh?
How do you taste?
You'll find out.
Is that right?
Yeah, just come by at 10 just for a quickie.
You're a naughty girl.
I'm really gonna see you. Okay, I'll text you the address. I'll see you at 10, okay?
Bye.
Bye. Oh my fucking god.
Guys, that was the head of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, one of the largest regulatory agencies in Washington, D.C.
Robert Bose may be the worst of all. An official at the CFTC, one of the nation's leading financial regulators, sends pictures of sex toys, talks of peach cobbler, and licking the 16-year-old. This calls into question every single financial decision that the CFTC has made in the last 2 years. Everything in that agency now needs to be carefully reviewed because of this molester.
Robert Bose projects an image of a standard suburban dad. He talks about baking a peach cobbler, barbecuing on the grill. But there's a much darker side to Robert Bose, as we learned in our investigation. He messages this underage teen about committing unspeakable sex acts. He wants her to, as he puts it, sit on his face. He wants to use a device known as a motor bunny. But what is most disturbing is that Robert Bose is still out there, within the CFTC, one of our nation's most powerful financial regulators. And God only knows what he's doing, lurking on the internet, searching for underage teens.
A 60-year-old man and a 16-year-old girl? My God, she's not much older than his own children. What a terrible, terrible day for this molester.
This is Predator DC. Mohammed Salim Mandakil of Alexandria, Virginia, age 37, attended the University of Kabul before immigrating to the United States from Afghanistan. He works as an intelligence analyst at Fort Belvoir for a Department of Defense contractor known as Jacobs and has a top-secret security clearance. He tells us in his interview that he regularly handles classified information. Mandakil traveled across state lines from his home in Alexandria, Virginia to meet the decoy posing as an underage teen girl for sex. He arranged to supply the underage decoy with alcohol and vapes after ensuring that her parents were out of town. He also agrees to bring condoms. Mandakil won't be needing condoms and booze tonight, but he will need an explanation for what he's doing in our kitchen. Jack, get over here now. He's at the door. Is that Jack in there? He's here. He's here. He's here. Jack, get out of the bathroom. He's here.
Okay, look outside for him. Look outside for him. Outside. Sam's walking in the front door right now.
Are you Sam? Just go ahead and have a seat right there for me. Just go ahead and take a seat for me. Right there. Go ahead and have a seat, please.
Just like ask you a few questions, don't mind. You don't mind if we ask you a few questions? May we ask you a few questions? Okay.
Honesty is the best policy.
Tell us the truth. Why are you here?
I'm here to.
Just tell the truth. Let it out. No point in camouflage. Tell us the truth.
We've got all the transcripts. I urge you to keep that in mind.
I was here
Do what?
to meet someone.
Who were you?
To meet someone who
You know her name? What is her name?
Sarah.
Sarah.
And how old is Sarah?
Sarah is 18.
18. You want to try that again? Want to take another shot at that?
Is or 19.
19. Now you want to tell us, I'll give you another chance. Why don't you tell us the truth?
Time's a
about
charm
how-
here, Sam.
Tell us the truth about how old Sarah is. Come on.
Listen, Sam, this isn't our first rodeo. You're very nervous. If you were here to see a 19-year-old, you wouldn't be nervous, would you?
No, I'm not nervous. I'm nervous because of this what I'm getting into.
Well, we're just asking questions.
Just help us to understand what leads somebody who is ostensibly a older, perhaps middle-aged government worker to come all this way to meet a teenager online who says, 17th B-Day in 3 weeks. Hopefully you can take me out. Also make sure to bring protection just in case we get along really well.
She told
You
me
say-
she was 16.
You got it.
No, I do not.
I'm just looking.
There it is, Sam.
They just print this out for me.
There it is.
I just, Help me to
I
understand.
don't agree with that.
Well, it's your transcript.
we've got the transcripts here.
This is your.
Unless we've gotten something
This
wrong.
is you
there's some
on
kind of
Tinder.
mix-up. Is this
It's
you?
you.
You recognize this here?
This is
Yes,
you.
but I don't agree with that. Like,
There's nothing.
I
What would you
wouldn't-
say you don't agree with? She said she's just shy of 17. She says I'm 16. What's to agree with, right? What don't you agree with?
I have not agreed with meeting someone who would be underage.
Well, then
Where did you
why
meet? Let me ask
say
you
that?
again, because I just, my memory.
And
Where did you meet
I'm-
Sarah?
I met I
From
met
Sam here
Sarah.
from Tinder.
So
What
I
do people
met
use Tinder
I
for?
met Sarah.
Is it a study
On-
guide, partner
on-
group? What is
Yes,
Tinder?
on Tinder,
Right.
and her age was over 18 or 9. I don't.
I'm just looking here. If her 17th birthday is in 3 weeks, this isn't an LSAT question, not a trick question, then how old would she be today? Not a trick
She
question.
said she's just shy
If
of
she's turning
17
17
birthday.
in 3 weeks, then today she's...
Not 18.
Sir, I totally I missed that part.
You missed
You missed it, okay.
No,
You missed it.
here, I would double check. My first thing would be to ask that person for any identification to prove
Also make
that-
sure to bring protection just in case we get along really well. You
So-
got it.
So I.
You have
I-
protection.
Protection.
You have
Did you bring
condoms
condoms
with
with you? I just
So-
have to ask you. Did you bring
You
condoms with
can
you?
you can search.
Oh, we
me.
don't want to search.
No, we don't want to search
We're
you.
not.
I'm
We're
just-
not. We're not in the search
I'm just
business.
asking.
You can search me.
We're not
No-
interested in that. Did you
no-
bring condoms?
No.
You've come all this way. Did you bring anything with you today?
No.
At all?
No.
You discussed
I-
here bringing
so,
champagne
my-
and vapes.
No.
I'm looking.
We're reading your transcript, Sam. That's what you said.
Sam here from Tinder. Unless I've got the, I don't
No.
think I've got
This
the.
is what you said.
No.
Is this you?
Are you? Do I have the wrong guy? Where do you work in the government, Sam?
I work in for the DoD.
For the DOD.
DOD, Department of Defense.
And you have a clearance, a security
I
clearance.
do.
And what kind of security clearance do you have?
I have a TS.
TS.
So you have a pretty good security clearance. Aren't too many Americans that have security clearances. So you handle some sensitive information.
You've got a light accent, Sam. I'm only curious. Where are you from originally?
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan. Okay. The conversation I see here is one that I can only make out is one that is geared towards meeting a young teen online, one which is underage, to engage in sex.
No.
What does protection mean to you, Sam? Does it mean a bulletproof vest? Did you bring a bulletproof vest with you? I'm just
No,
trying
no,
to
no,
get a sense. of-
Protection clearly
No,
means
no.
condoms.
She's not on BC. She's not on birth control. She says bring protection. You don't say, hold on, I'm not doing any of that. You don't say that. You say, let me get you some vapes and champagne. How does this, Sam, if this was your niece, if this
You
was your
think
daughter,
this is
how
funny?
does this
This is
look?
funny?
How does this look?
No.
This is funny to you?
It's not funny. I'm under
Just tell me,
stress.
how do you think this
I'm under
looks?
stress because I was I got this person. How did
You met this person on Tinder, which is
Yes,
a place
this
where
person-
people meet for
the
what?
person
What
I-
do people meet on Tinder for?
So
What is Tinder
I'm an adult, and if there is a consent, I can meet someone who's an adult, and based on a consent.
Problem is, she told you she's 16. She's not an adult.
No.
When you left your home today, where were you coming from?
I came from home.
Where's yours home?
I live in Virginia.
Okay.
She crossed
So-
state lines to meet
I-
a teen who told you that her 17th B-Day is in 3 weeks, and hopefully you can take her out for that. Also, make sure, bring protection just in case we get
You
along.
said you'd
No,
take
really
her
well.
out for her 17th birthday.
No,
Said,
How
"Oh,
nice
my
of you.
birthday."
Let me ask you this. You've got a daughter or niece, let's say, and she's going to turn 17, and Sam shows up at the home to take her out for her birthday. They're talking about protection, they're talking about champagne, they're talking about vapes. What do you make of that? It's your niece. Would you be angry? Would you be happy? Would you be indifferent?
You think you're laughing? You think child molestation is a?
I wouldn't do that. I
You
can.
think child molestation is a funny, laughing matter?
No,
That's what it appears.
I'm not laughing at all. I'm under stress. I have a life, and I have a security clearance. I told you about my background. And
Who do you report to? That's a question
Who do
we
you report
left
to?
off.
Okay. Who do you
So
answer to?
I'm a contractor for the army right
Who
now.
do you contract
What
to?
company?
I work for Jacobs.
Jacobs. Now, who's your boss at Jacobs?
It's Mr. Soto,
Mr. Soto. Spell it.
SOTO,
What's his first name?
Robert.
Robert Soto is your boss. How do you think Robert Soto would view all this?
Horrible. Like,
So you see how it looks.
I agreed to meeting an adult person.
Who
I
said,
have
bring
not-
protection, my 17th B-Day's in 3 weeks. Sam, maybe that's an adult in Afghanistan, but not here.
No, I have not.
But you said you want to take her out for her 17th birthday.
No.
Well,
I
that's
have-
what you said.
You
I
said
have
you
not,
got it.
Not, this is not in response to what that messages are.
But then here you
What
are.
are you talking about? That's your transcript.
I do not want to meet anyone underage. That's not me. I would not encounter in anything. If someone is over 18 who's an adult and
What office
consent,
do you work at, by chance? You work
I
the
work at
Pentagon?
Fort Belvoir.
Fort Bell.
So if I can meet with an adult based on a
You think the
consent.
commanding officer at Fort Belvoir is going to be comfortable with you handling classified information in light of this? How would you react if you were the commanding officer there? the one star that's in charge of Belvoir, how do you think he's going to react when he learns that somebody with a high-level security
Trolling
clearance-
Tinder, looking for underage
How do you
teens.
think the one star
No,
is going to react?
I
What-
can
how's
show
he
you.
gonna react?
No, sir, I can
Let
show
me ask you this. I need to ask you one last question,
Yeah.
and then you've got to go.
Yeah.
Is this the first time that you've come from the internet and come to meet an underage teen? Is this the first
No,
time?
I have not met anyone underage.
This is your
under
first
tw-
time. This is the
This-
first time.
No, I'm comfortable meeting.
How old are you?
I'm 37.
Sam, let me ask you a
Sam,
question.
these gentlemen are going to take you outside. They're going to bring you out the back door, and you're free to go.
You're
I
free to
recommend
go.
that you go straight to
We
your car.
appreciate you talking to us. You're free to go.
Follow them.
Yeah,
Please.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your time. We wish you well.
Are they post? Are you guys posting this?
Thanks a lot.
Huh?
Should probably leave now, buddy.
Muhammad betrayed his duty to his nation. America gave him an opportunity, and he spat in the country's face.
It's a sad state of affairs. This man, Muhammad, has come all the way from Kabul University, immigrated to the United States, and now he's sitting in our kitchen, sweating bullets after he's been caught coming to have sex with an underage teen. And I reflect on the fact that this man was at Fort Belvoir trolling the internet for underage teens for sex as the nation of Afghanistan was falling apart. U.S. service members killed in terror attacks, and this man, who is within our intelligence community, is not doing his job, but instead he's on Tinder.
I will tell you, at the very moment he was formulating Afghan national security policy, he was sending dirty comments and trolling Tinder for underage girls. No wonder so many people died in Afghanistan. He was a small little man, but there was nothing small about the magnitude of his lies, deception, and treachery, and nothing small about the scope of his intended molestation.
Something has got to be done about all this, and that's why our mission is critical.
The hunt for these terrible predators continues.
This has been Predator DC. Good night. Keep your children safe.
On the next episode of Predator DC, we uncover a sexual predator who's a federal judge.
Hey, gorgeous.
And you won't believe what this member of the CIA brought into our sting house. Tune in to see that and much more next Wednesday by signing up at PredatorDC.com.